What's going on with y'all, America, the world? You hear me?
What's up, y'all? Diamond G here.
Being there, Billy Goat, man. We're here with another episode of the Put to Bed podcast. We're gonna put
Hey.
y'all to bed on this Thursday evening.
Right? It's Thursday evening. No, it's a Thursday evening for sure. It's almost Friday, and it's almost time to play.
Yeah, I see you got you a nightcap. I ain't even give me a nightcap tonight.
Absolutely did. It's
Yeah,
absolutely did. Had to
I ain't gonna make it to it in time. I just gotta go with the flow.
listen. I had a long day. It says wine because adulting is hard.
Oh yeah, ain't nothing wrong with a glass of wine at night. It's actually good for the body and the heart. For
Look,
real.
better say it again. Say it. So again, we coming back with Put to Bed podcast. We got 4 topics. We gonna go into them, give y'all a little what we feel, what we feeling on them topics, and I'm gonna go, bro gonna go, and then we gonna go from there.
Yeah, y'all know how it go by now, man. So the first topic we gonna jump into is Black History Month. Is it real or not? Do you feel like is this a scam or is it authentic?
Ooh, ooh. Okay, so I'm saying what I feel about this right now. It's valid. Completely valid. There's no we deserve more than 1 month. February first off the shortest month, and excuse me, voice is a little low, a little I lost my voice a little bit because I've been yelling at kids all day, but yeah, it's we deserve it. We deserve to have January and February, honestly, to me, because why wouldn't y'all give us Martin Luther King birthday month? That just don't make sense. And then y'all gave us the shortest month because y'all trying to be petty. So I feel like I feel like it's valid. Like we've suffered, we've lost a lot, and we've gained so much. No, I'm sorry, we gained so little in return. So absolutely, it's valid. There's no, I wear my shirts every time I get a chance on a day. I got enough. I hope I got enough for 28 days, but I don't. But I'm gonna get there. But like, I want to be that person to wear one every single day of that month. You gonna give me that month? I'm gonna show you. It's what I feel,
No, you ain't wrong. You definitely
and
ain't
I
wrong.
just feel like having in my world anyway, having a black brother like you and a black son, and seeing what the struggle is and within the jail system, the prison system, just like dealing with police, any kind of thing, the employment, that there's no way you can't say that Black History Month and slavery is why we deserve it, because we've lost so much and gained so little.
No, that's facts.
Yeah. So that's just what I feel about it. Yeah, that's what it is. I put that to bed because it's valid as hell. Like, it's so valid that we should have 2 months. That's how valid it is to me.
Nah, for real.
And honestly, be provided a little reparations.
40 acres and a mule. At this point, we
Listen,
need 40 acres and a Lamborghini.
reparations. Exactly. It'll give us a little cash flow, because we suffered a lot. We've lost a lot of people, and we lost a lot of fighters trying to get us where we are. Like, I can't even imagine, honestly, being there in that moment, trying to help people get to the Underground Railroad, get to freedom. That is, man,
Oh yeah, my
that's
mouth
a
too
that's a
slick. I'm too
job.
rebellious. I would have failed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have made it that far. I would have got killed. But I would
No,
try to
me
kill
me too.
motherfucker.
Me too. My mom's too smart. Like, my mom's too damn smart. So like, there's no way it would happen. So I give it up to our ancestors who paved the way for us to even be here enough to even have a month. So yeah, that's it.
No,
That's it for me.
no facts.
It's to bed.
I totally agree on your sentiments. I feel like I'm kind of divided in the whole aspect of it because on one hand, yes, I do agree with Black History Month. I feel like it's something that we deserve. I also agree. I feel
Mhm.
like it's something. I feel like I ain't even gonna say I feel like I know. It's the fact that not even as far as how much we suffered and all that type of stuff, but our contributions to society, our contributions to the world, our contributions, period. Like as far as innovators, as far as creators, as far as us just being the people that actually like built this country.
Yeah, yeah.
Stuff like the traffic lights and stuff wouldn't exist if it wasn't for us. Stuff like video games wouldn't exist if it wasn't for us. You know,
Mm.
it's so many lists. I can go on a list like as far as inventors, as far as being innovative and being inventors. Like a lot of patents, a lot of stuff was created by Black people and
Mm-hmm.
people of color. Like period. Like Black people, we contributed so much to not only this country but to the world. And even in this day and age, like we dictate what's popular. Like
Yeah.
pop culture don't really exist without Black people. Like we wouldn't people wouldn't know about the latest fashion. You wouldn't know about the latest dish. You wouldn't know about
No,
the latest
it
trends.
wouldn't.
A lot of the words and vocabulary, all of that stuff come from us. Like it comes
Everything.
from us. It's a lot of stuff. Not to be cocky or be arrogant, but I'm just speaking facts. Most of this stuff comes from us. Like
For
even
real.
the people and for a person to feel like, oh, I don't agree with that. Think about your vocabulary. If you say the word
Right.
swag, that came from us. If you say sauce, that came from us. If you say
Yeah.
drip, that came from us. If you say
Yeah.
period, that came from us.
Oh,
If you if you and that's just I can't like I
that's
said it's so
it's
much on it and
facts.
we could
It's
have really a
facts.
whole Black History year. Like it could be it's enough information, it's enough stuff out there, it's enough people out there that have
Mm-hmm.
been creators and made patents and inventors. It's enough for us to say at least a fact or a person every day of the year. There's enough information out there to be spread about how we contributed to not only the society of America especially, but it wouldn't exist. The roads of DC, Washington DC wouldn't exist if it wasn't for us. We literally built and designed that. Like it's so much that I feel like we don't deserve just a month. We deserve way more than that. And especially if
Mm-hmm.
it being February, they gave us the shortest month of the year, like you said, on some being petty type stuff. So I feel
Hey.
like I mean it's a contribution to have that, and it is a time for us to be proud, and a time for us to acknowledge each other, and a time for us to acknowledge the ones that came before us and the ones that's doing stuff to this day because we
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
creating and inventing to this day. But on the flip side of it, I feel like it's kind of a pacification. It's like they gave us that to keep us calm. Okay, y'all ain't got an uproar here. Here, have y'all little month. We
Mm-hmm.
gonna acknowledge y'all. We gonna talk about y'all in school, and here, take this. It's like a token coin. It's like I said, a pacification. They did it to pacify us and to keep us from uproaring and keep us from protesting and keep us from
Yeah.
rebelling and keep us from speaking out on like how we speaking out right now and saying how much we really did and how much we really contributed. So I feel like it's a blessing to have to be acknowledged, but at the same time, we can be acknowledged way more. We should be cherished, and we should be
Mm.
talked about way more in the aspects of everything. Because even back
Yeah.
in the Egypt and stuff like that, like man, we built the pyramids. Like we
Right.
did everything for
We did
real.
everything. Yeah.
We the first astrologers, the first pirates and people who sailed the seven
Mm-hmm.
seas and like that. It's endless. It's endless knowledge out
Endless.
there. It's endless stuff that we've done that has been documented and has been pushed to the side, taken out of books, and they try to erase half of our history. And it's so much. So I feel like that was it's a blessing, but at the same time, it was a pacification to keep us quiet. But that's really my
Mm-hmm.
take on it. And I put it to bed as far as that. But that's
Yeah.
really how I feel.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, bro. For real. Like, I think, like you said, it was more of a keep us in line moment.
Yeah, exactly. Here, had
Hmm.
this so y'all can shut up type stuff. It's
Yep.
like when the lions is getting too rebellious in the cage and they start turning on each other and they start turning on
Uh-huh.
the trainer. They throw a bunch of steaks in there just to keep them at bay. When really, I
Exactly.
could eat a whole moose if you threw it up in here, but you're gonna give me these couple steaks just to keep me quiet.
like right. Like you just did it just please us so we can be quiet, like you said.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
But you
agree.
put the bed for me.
Yeah, me too. It's night night.
Are you want to
So
introduce the next one?
yeah, I didn't introduce the next one. Oh, let's see here. Our next one was being raised by a single mother. What's your outlook on it as a man? Because I know it's different. Being raised like by a single mother is different as a boy, or as a boy first, and then a man, because you have to be raised into that, and they're there to do it. So I
Yeah.
wanted to get your take on it. Like, what was that for you, and how do you think about that?
I mean, as far as being raised by a single mother, as far as being raised by a single parent, period, I feel like
Yeah.
kudos to the ones that are doing that and that have done that and had to go through that. Like,
Right.
especially from a, I mean, I would lean more towards like women more because they do it way more. But
Mm-hmm.
I've had the experience to where I had to be a single parent and raise my daughter for years on my
Right.
own type situation. Not on my own because I had my community, I had you, I had my mom, I had people, I had a community.
Yeah.
I didn't have siblings and help and stuff like that. But I mean, I understand it, and just in the aspect of my take on it from a male standpoint
Mm-hmm.
is being raised by a single mother. you know, not to discredit our pops or anything. You know, he was there. Our dad was there. You know, he's
Yeah,
still there
yeah,
to
he
this
was.
day. But it was a time when, you know, moms was when they separated and it was just all five of us living in a house with our mother type situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that was definitely
Mm-hmm.
prevalent. I feel like kudos and much praises and I salute like to the bottom of my heart to our mother for all the sacrifices and stuff that she had to endure with being a single black mother and stuff like that. And then kudos to all my sisters because I see all of y'all do it. Like all of y'all are single mothers
Right,
and do it like but with the exception of one of our sisters, you know, that they have a family household, but
right.
well that's one out of three type and that's one out of four type situation. So it takes a lot. And me as a man, like I feel like a lot of people are put in that situation. A lot of black men are put in that situation where we were only raised by our mother, and it can be depending on the situation, depending on the structure in which you were raised in. It can either, you know, it can some people. I don't know. It's kind of difficult because I can't say like I'm just speaking for me personally. Me
Mm-hmm.
personally, I feel like it did me wonders. Me
Yeah,
being
yeah.
raised by a single black mother and also being raised in a household full of black women. I mean, we got little
Mm-hmm.
brothers, but they weren't born until we was
Right.
grown. So growing up, all I had was my sisters. I was a middle child, the only boy, but I feel like that gave me so many tools that the average man doesn't have in my toolbox because I relate to women differently. I relate to people differently. I'm very
Yeah.
articulate, I'm very outspoken, I'm very emotional, I'm very passionate, I'm very in touch with my emotions, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
ashamed of it. And I still have my masculinity, and I'm still a man at the end of the day. But
Right.
I'm able to even in relationships, like I'm able to, spark that conversation. Most men don't know how to express their feelings. They
Yeah,
don't know how to
yeah,
talk. They don't know how to express anything but anger or sexual presence and stuff like that. They don't know how to just express themselves openly and help and in a healthy way to
mm-hmm.
be able to have that type of relationship with people and women especially. And I feel like those are some of the things that really helped me because I was able to be around like all of that emotion, all of that expression, all of that feminine energy. And that
Yeah,
feminine
yeah, yeah.
energy is essential, like
Yeah.
because at the end of the day we
It's,
all are balanced. We all are balanced. Like as a woman, especially as a single black woman, you got to be a balance of masculine and feminine energy
yeah,
because
you
you got to
do.
have that feminine energy to raise your kids and get them what they need and talk to them and all that type of stuff and give them that loving and caring. But you
Yeah,
also got to have that masculine energy that's missing out the household to be able to discipline them and teach them and come down on them when they wrong or I mean and be there for the hard times to show them stuff that's not the easy conversation. So
right.
it's a good. I feel like the single parents, single mothers especially, have to be tougher and they have to balance that
Mm,
masculine and feminine energy more than anybody else. And even as a single male parent, like you have to be able to balance that masculine and feminine energy because if you a man raising a daughter, you
yeah,
can't give her all male energy. You got to be able to relate to her and her feminine energy and be able
right.
to touch bases on that type of stuff and really be able to relate. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things has been a single parent, just to being able to have that balance and being able to teach your kid and show your kids these things and being able to be the masters of both worlds, both mother and father. And I feel like our mother did an amazing job
She
to her
did.
best ability, like even struggling in between jobs and having to go through the stuff that she went through in a
Yeah,
relationship, with
yeah.
our father
She
and
did.
bouncing back from that and being triumphant to now where she's in a position where
Mm,
she's business owner, got 2 houses that she own and own everything that she got and
right.
still striving and still making contributions to herself and to her family at this point. I mean, it's beautiful, and
Mm-hmm.
my hat is off to all the women who have to go through that because I know y'all go through that, and I know it's not easy. I know it's hard, but y'all, the God is instilling that type of energy in y'all where y'all made for it. I mean, not saying y'all made for it, but y'all been designed to do it because He wouldn't put it on your shoulders if you couldn't. I mean, and I know it's hard, but my hat is off to all the women who have to do it, and the single fathers that have to do it, even though it's more
Right,
rare.
right.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just a balance of that masculine and feminine energy, and being able to find that balance and utilize that balance to be able to make the best of the situation that you in. That's really
Sure.
my take on it, though.
Yeah. So do you so where I take it what you said was you feel like it make a difference like with who you became in a sense.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely made a difference. Like definitely, I wouldn't be as compassionate. I don't feel like I would had we been under the same roof with just our mother and our father our entire lifetime. I mean our entire childhood. I feel like our particular situation, not to go too deep
Yeah,
into it, but our particular situation, I feel like it would have played. It could have played even. It could have played more of a negative role on me, or it could
definitely.
have been like more of a positive. It depends. But at the same time, with the situation that we were in, I feel like I'm blessed to have been in a situation where I had my mother is primarily there, and then being able to have my sisters primarily there, and that lack of masculine presence there, because it made me a better man. It made me have to step up and be more of a man, be more of a protector for my sisters, more of a protector for my older
Yeah, you
sisters, and
were.
protector for my younger
Were.
sisters, and protectors for my mother. So it strengthened me, and it made me be able to have that superhero ability to be like, oh no, I protect women. You're not
Right.
gonna talk crazy to no women. Even me, when I was in my player days and my whole days, I always kept an honest and any female that dealt with me can't never say I just did him wrong and super like
Yeah.
lied to him and all type of stuff. Like even when I'm telling you out the gate, I got multiple women. That is what it is. Either accept it or you don't. And it's not be. And I'm not saying that to be
Yeah.
mean or boisterous. And then I'm saying that because I'm genuinely just an honest person, and I don't want to play with you. I don't want to string you along. I'm not going to
Mm.
gaslight you. I'm not going to manipulate you. I'm going to be honest and sincere with who I am and genuine with who I am. And if you rock with it, you do. If you don't, you don't. And all of that came from my upbringing.
Right, right. I agree. I agree. I feel like like you said, our dad was involved. He was there half our childhood, and the rest of it was like my mom being a single mother. Um, and I just feel like it did a big impact on me because I'm the oldest, so it made me want when I seen the struggle and I seen the things that they both went through, and then see her do it on her own, and like you said, triumph up until who she is now is amazing. But like, it makes you as a kid see it and want more for you in your life and your kids. Like you want to work harder for your situation. You want to like achieve some goals, and it's hard when you don't have that kind of guidance sometimes, or other things are going on in the in the home, and you can't get that support you need to kind of bounce back. But I feel like it make a difference. It made a difference in who I am for sure. It made me work harder, grind, but it also put a damper on my self worth in a sense because I had to build my confidence up. I was always independent. Like that I was always an independent woman, period. But I had to build my confidence back up from being like feeling worthy and things like that because I felt abandoned by an abandonment by parents in a sense sometimes in through childhood. So you have to kind of heal yourself up and do all that self work, and do what you got to do to make yourself better. But I feel like as an independent woman, it's harder for me to date as a single independent woman because it's harder for me to give into that submissiveness because
Mm.
I am so independent. And I don't do that because I want to be. I do it because I have no choice. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you got to choose between feminine and masculine energy when you're raising kids. Period, and especially when you're raising a boy to a man. And that's what I did as well. Now his dad is involved, A1 through the whole time, but he's still in my home. So I still got to have a big role in that. So like, he had to see me go through some things and triumph as well. But I don't want him to feel like he has to work hard in his life to like achieve things because of that. So it's like I want to break that like generational cycle in a sense.
Yeah.
Like you came from a parent and then a single parenthood, and then you being a single parent. But at one point you want to kind of break that cycle. That's my goal anyway. But it made me have abandonment issues and question like things about like why I'm here, why am I accepted? Because I didn't have that about our dad like I wanted. I always wanted to be a dad's girl. I look up to young women and girls who say I'm a daddy's girl. I'm like, dang, not jealous, be like, dang, that's kind of cool. That's something
Yeah.
I never experienced.
Yeah.
So that's not something that I like didn't want to happen. It's just something that naturally did not happen, and because of the things that we experienced. But I love my dad. I love my mother. But I think that I seen her give so much to
Yeah.
get
Fact.
so little back, and then finally get the reward. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
So it's
Fact.
like it made me be a loner a little bit more when I becoming from a single mom because I like to depend on nobody. So I like to like do things on my own and make sure it's done.
Me
But
too.
that's also gonna be negative traits in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So it just make you like I don't know. It's like you said, as long as you got that mental support and you really deep down look at yourself and get do that self work, you'll be okay. But being a single mom is the hardest, one of the hardest jobs in human
Oh yeah.
life. In human life,
You could be the president.
it's yeah,
Goddamn.
it's one of the hardest jobs in human life, and it has its rewards for sure, like completely. But like you said, you give a lot and you give a little back, but then you see that reward to your kids. But
Yeah.
generational curses, I want to break. That's my end to put to bed because I just feel like we got to do something different.
No facts. That's facts. And
But I will say one last thing. I'm sorry, bro.
you good.
Single motherhood and single is by choice right now, so don't get it twisted.
Oh yeah, nah, you fine. No, I know you can. You hear me? It's like it's a
Right.
choice. I just want to piggyback on a couple things you said before we finally put this
Mm-hmm,
to bed. Like,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
so you said like in the sense of it's harder for you to go into relationships because it's harder to be submissive. And I fully understand that. Like, I ain't a woman, but I fully understand that because and I just wanted to touch on it, not even from a woman's standpoint, but from a man's standpoint. I think
mm-hmm.
a lot of men don't understand that, and we
No.
don't empathize with that when they be like, "Oh, she too this or she too that or she take control too much." Like, she has to raise. She was a single mother. She had to raise a man. She had
Right.
to raise kids by herself. Not even just a man, but she had to raise a woman. She had to raise a man on her own. Like, and not even saying in the sense of on your own, like you do everything yourself. Like, because like you
Right.
said, your child's father is in the picture, they hold life, but they live primarily with you. Like
Exactly.
it's a different type of it hit different when a woman has to be both male and female and have to depend on herself and not depend on nobody else. It's hard to break that and just be like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm gonna let you come in and pay all the bills, or I'm gonna let you come in
Right.
and do all this
Right.
and let you come in and do all of that and let you come in and do all this. When I've had to do all of this by myself for so long, it
For
becomes
so
human
long,
nature.
yeah.
And I think a lot of men need to be more empathetic with that and understanding with that and just come into their life and provide them for what they need. Sometimes it's not about coming to the table and just saying, let me do this, let me do this, let me do this, let me do that, let me do that. That's
Hmm.
kind of selfish way to look at it. Come to the
Right.
table and say, what do you need me to do? I know
Exactly.
you already may be equipped like this, and you may be equipped like that, but what are you missing? What do you need me to do? Because that's what a provider is. A provider is not somebody that's just going to provide what they want to provide. They're going to provide what they need to provide. And I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
men should be more understanding as far as women being in both masculine and feminine energy all of their life, and then you
Hmm.
just popping up magically and expecting her to change for you. That's selfish. It's
It's
unrealistic.
yeah.
It's
It
unrealistic. So I wanted
it's
to touch on
unreal.
that
Yeah.
before we close, and I wanted to touch on something else you said as far as dang, I forgot what else you said that made me want to double back on. But that part was mainly it. And then oh yeah. I feel like how you said, just hearing your outlook on it versus
Yeah.
mine, I feel like it's yours is way more impactful with like not having an in house our father in the house our whole life. And
Mm.
that's because I honestly feel, and these are scientific things, but men need their mothers more growing up to feel that
Hmm.
nurturing, to feel that confidence, to feel that needed, to feel that self worth, to feel that self love. And I feel like girls need their daddy to
Yes.
feel that growing up. So that's why I feel like you saying like you have these certain issues that I probably can identify with because
Still
I got that from
working.
moms.
Mhm.
But women need that from their dads, and men, we got to step up and do better because we always be like, I want a boy, I want a boy, I want to do this, I want to
Right.
teach him this, I
Right.
want to teach him basketball, I want to teach him this. But man, as a man, our main way to help in the best interest is to be there for our daughters. Be there. We're the
Exactly.
protectors. We the ones that help them to see their work. We the ones that give them the example of the man that they should go find in their life, and
Yes.
that's where they
It
get that from.
is. It is.
But as boys, we get that from our mothers to see like, okay, that's why most of the women that I be with, or if any relationship with, like they be go getters, they be
Yeah.
independent, they go get their own bag, they ain't they don't really depend too much on me, and
Mm-hmm. Do what you gotta
I
do.
play my role where I needed to be because that's how our mother was, and I see
Right.
that in women, and it attracts me to them because that's what I grew up watching, and it's the same with women. Like men, we gotta be more present in our daughters' lives and our sons' lives. It sounds crazy, but that's the truth. Like our
Yeah.
daughters, we set the example for who they gonna go to look forward to in life, and the men that
Put
they
it in
gonna
the
resonate
same
with.
life.
Like that's so. I mean, with that, I feel like it's put to bed for me.
I got one thing, just one thing. Um, I think being a single mother equals sacrifice.
Oh yeah, being a
Um,
single parent equals sacrifice. Period.
yeah, I mean, well, yeah, no, not even mother. I'm sorry, single parent equals sacrifice, and you over like I know in my situation I overcompensate sometimes, like because I don't want them to feel the struggle of
Yeah.
anything that I felt with growing up because I know when you get older, oh, that shit hit different. Like you
Oh
start
yeah.
dealing with a lot of those issues or come to arise that you didn't even know was knocking at your back door for real, like abandonment issues and trust issues, things like that come up out of nowhere. It's from childhood on up. So
Yeah.
I overcompensated a lot because I wanted to like make sure they didn't have to go through that.
No, that's just natural instinct. I mean, that's our
Yeah,
job is to
yeah,
make sure that our children have a better upbringing than we had. And
right.
I think as single parents, you have to make way greater sacrifice. As a parent, period, you got to make a sacrifice. Even in the
Yeah.
two parent households, we sacrifice for our kids. But as a single parent, you're making all the sacrifices. I feel like that's the difference.
I remember like a situation like when I say I mean I ain't mean no harm by that. When I said single mother, I was thinking about something. When I said single mother equals sacrifice, I was thinking about a situation where my mom sacrificed a lot to give me a small token of a birthday, a special birthday. You know, like, you turn 12, 13, you like special. So, but
Yeah.
it was, I think it was 12. And, our dad didn't want to get she couldn't get a cake. I just want to keep put it like that. She couldn't
Hmm.
get a cake. So what she did was she walked to the gas station, she got a Twinkie, put a candle in there, and sung happy birthday to me, and that's something I never will forget. It's not even a small memory; it's a big memory to me because it made me feel like I was seen, and I wasn't really seen a lot growing up because being the oldest, you gotta take care of a lot, but you also, you fade in the background at the same time, and I still
Yeah.
do that sometimes because that's what you know is human nature, but it's just that was a situation where she sacrificed a lot just to go do something small, just to make me feel special on my day. And that's what make single mothers to me in my lives like the bomb because you gotta do what you gotta do even when
Mhm.
you don't have the
The
fight to
means to
do
do
it.
it,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah, yeah. The
yeah,
fight to
you
do it.
make it
Yeah.
happen.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like
So
Pac said, Mama made miracles every
I'm telling
Thanksgiving.
you,
You hear
you know what I'm saying? Hey, keep it going. Nah, but that's what's bad for me, bro. That's what's bad. That's what's bad.
Okay, okay, okay. That was a good one. I remember you told me that story the first time. That shit touched me. Brought me to damn near tears.
Man, I tell you, man, that
Yeah,
response was so human and sympathetic, empathetic, and just damn, like
no, for
really, I never knew that type of thing, and it made me feel like you seen because you don't know a lot of stuff about my struggle, and I don't know a lot about your struggle, especially growing up because you see a lot
real. Hmm.
and you put that stuff deep down inside, and nobody know about it until you want to open up about it.
Yeah, yeah. And it's always feel better. It's just like when I be in therapy. It always feel better. It's always a relief to be able to open up and tell your story and tell your past and tell your situation so that
Right.
somebody can relate or somebody can
Yeah,
empathize with you or sympathize with you and they can feel that and help you, work through them type of things, good or bad. But
exactly.
moving on.
Exactly. So we got two more topics. Go ahead and drop that third one, bro.
The next one, the third one we're gonna do is your partner wrong or do you feel wronged when your partner is pleasing themselves without you? You hear me? Might be whacking the weasel or
Whacking the weasel,
whacking the weasel or getting familiar with the roses in the
you
garden.
know, touching things that yeah, things like that. So
Hmm. How do you
do
feel when your partner does that?
all right. That when and if. Let's say when and if now.
Yeah.
But hell no, ain't no problem, bro. Like, first off, if I got to do it, I'm gone. Do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna do it. So
With or without you.
you're right, with or without you, like I'm don't threaten me, you know what I'm saying, with a good time. I'm just saying like I'd rather you do that, go in the shower, get up in the morning. Like first off, men wake up with a heart on, you know what I'm saying? So I can
Yeah.
expect you if I get up at 5 and you well let's say 6 and you get up at 5 and you just roll over, you thinking something's gonna happen, ain't gonna happen. Right now I got an hour. I need the rest of that little sleep.
Hmm.
I'd rather you go in the shower or do what you got to do than to go out there and go to work and cheat with your coworker. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Exactly.
more damaging to our relationship than you
Way more.
whacking your weasel or whatever that look like.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know, it's not that big deal to me. It ain't that big of a deal to me. I can see if you like sneaking with it, like making it look like it's going, like look like something going on, like
Yeah.
putting shit, like putting coming in a damn sock or something and putting it
Yeah. Yeah.
somewhere. And just putting it somewhere. Shit like that. And you know I'm doing the laundry and shit. Like don't that would piss me off because like, bro, what you doing?
Don't be weird about it.
Right, don't be weird about this shit. Just do the shit nobody really has to know that you're doing the shit. But and, I take it back. I wouldn't mind watching. Just a preference sometimes. As since we siblings, I don't go into it, but it ain't that big of a deal to me. For real, it ain't. Hell no.
No, I mean, I fully agree. I feel like it's not. I rather my partner please herself than step outside of a relationship and cheat on me. I mean,
Exactly.
because at the same time, like, and not to say that not to say that because some people feel like because I'm pleasing myself that you're not pleasing me,
Mm,
or why do you have to please yourself if I'm pleasing you type stuff, or am I
right,
not
right.
pleasing you enough because to where you feel like you got to please yourself? And I feel like people that feel like that way, like oh they feel like this is wrong or it's betraying or it's disrespectful
Yeah.
for you to please yourself while you're in a relationship with somebody else. I feel like those people have their own personal self confidence issues, and that's a personal problem. That's you.
Mm-hmm.
That you need to reflect on you more because just because I'm pleasing myself doesn't mean I'm not pleased when I'm with you.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean that just because you pleasing yourself don't mean you're not pleased when you with me. It's
Yeah.
a different sensation. I might, like you said, like I might want it 10 times a week. I might want it 3 times a day. And we
Exactly.
busy. We working. You doing this. You might be tired.
Yeah.
You working. So
Yeah.
I can expect you to hop in this bed with me 3 times a day when my sex drive is
Niggas,
way higher than yours. So I might just go. You feel me? Get me out the way. One of them times a day might include you. The other two might include just me. It might
me,
be a
you know what
solo
I'm saying?
mission.
Right, right. Like that's real life.
Yeah, that's real. That's
we,
real life. But I mean, I
yeah,
feel like people have to be mature about it. And like I said, I feel like that's a you problem. If you got a problem with your partner self pleasing themselves, that's probably something that got to do with your self confidence.
it
Because
is.
if you got to feel like, okay, then I ain't pleasing you enough, where you got to go please yourself. Then work on your
Or
sex
your own
game. Work
game.
on work on whatever you feel like you need to
You lacking in.
hit that head a little better,
Look, yeah.
or bust it a little open a little more looser.
Work
When
on what
you
you
know what I mean?
lacking in. Work on what you're lacking in.
Yeah.
Period.
If you feel like you don't want me to please myself as much, then please me more.
Anything is,
And then sometimes it don't even boil down to that. Sometimes it's just like
exactly.
we just have two different sex drives. Or sometimes like me personally, like I've been in few relationships in my life. Most of my life I've been openly, openly player. I ain't gonna even say player because I don't play nobody. I've just been openly sexual with multiple
Yeah.
women, and I've kept that real with them and authentic, and they all know that they're not the only one. So I'm kind
Mm,
of used to that in a sense. And then when I'm in, not that I'm in a relationship, or when I'm in a relationship, or when I'm with only one person, it's like so I'm used to doing it more often than just with one person, or sometimes it's
yeah.
just a variety of it. I might just be like, "Dang, I want to see two Mexican
Two,
girls
two,
go at it.
two
I
or
want to
three
see two
things.
white girls go at
Right.
it. I want to see two Indian girls go at it. I might want to see a midget go at it. Like it's a different type of and in order to please that need, I'd rather do that by myself than go step outside of my relationship and cheat. And I feel like that's a healthier way. And
Healthier
then, like you
way.
said, make it involve, making it. You can make it involving. Like I
Yeah.
might want to watch you
Mm,
engage in by
you never
yourself. I might
know.
want to watch you get yourself off. That might get me off. I might want you to watch me if that gets you off.
Right.
It could become something that's healthy and a positive to
In the
our
positive,
relationship
yeah.
if we make it a healthy and positive thing versus making it a jealousy issue or versus making it a
Or
you issue where it's like
a betrayal.
yeah, or betrayal, or you feel some type of way because I'm doing it. Like I feel like people that feel like that heavily and they just totally disagree with that. I feel like they
Yeah.
have their own issues that they need to deal with.
Their own
But I don't feel like it's bad at
insecurities.
all. Yeah, they own insecurities.
Yeah. I
It's
agree.
pretty
I
put to
agree.
bed for me though.
Me too. I agree. I completely think they got their own insecurities, and that's a you problem. And
Yeah, that's a you
if I ain't messing with your time with yourself, don't mess with my time with myself.
for real because it's gonna get done with or without you, and
With or
I'd
without
rather
you.
just do it like this than because I'm not a cheater, so I'm going
Right, right.
it's
You
gonna
know
get
what I'm
done
saying?
regardless. So
Right. You know,
either respect it or
it's gonna
check it.
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
either
gonna
respect
happen.
it or check it. Either way, I'm finna get next.
Right. It's like it's gonna happen, bro. It's just deal with it. Just deal with it. It is what it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
So our last one here. Mine gonna be real short because yeah, it's gonna be short. Period.
I'm gonna keep mine brief too. I'm gonna keep
So
mine brief.
are aliens? Oh, no, are aliens? Are aliens real? Do you believe aliens are real?
To keep it short and sweet, I'm gonna keep this as short and sweet as possible because I can go down several rabbit holes with
I
this.
know you can, bro.
yes, I feel like
Yes.
even just something I read like the other day, and I want y'all to feel free to look it up. You know, they just discovered that there's another Earth.
Mm.
It's like I can't think of how far it is away, but it's not super far away. It's like 20 some light years away. It's not and in that sense of light year travel, it's not like super far away, but it's bigger than Earth.
Yeah.
It's another Earth. So if it's another Earth, it has to be like inhabitable. I feel like even the atmosphere in which we live in, everything between like Area 51 and all these type of stuff and all these movies and Hollywood type of stuff that they put out, and all of this stuff is not just they not just putting these ideas out their ass. I feel like
Yeah.
they've seen people have seen things and people have documented that they've seen things.
Hmm.
Even the government right now is coming out and putting out documents saying that that there are other life forces out here, and that I think that we didn't have treaties with these life forces for a long
Right.
time, and they just respecting the boundaries because they didn't came and presented themselves to our world leaders, and it's an understanding. Like even with the ocean, we only discovered 10% of the ocean, and we can't even explore the rest of it. I feel like it's a lot of life forces out there, aliens that we don't know about. I feel like it definitely exists. I feel like it's a lot of stuff that's been unexplained, like the pyramids and just the Mayan calendar. It's like a lot of stuff that exists
Hmm.
out here that but was before our time and before the time of the technology supposed to been around. Like it's a lot of stuff. Even in the Bible, they talk about giants, they talk about other worldly beings, they talk about angels and all this type of stuff. Like if you believe in the Bible, then I feel like you should have an open mind to believe in aliens. Like
Hmm.
it's if you believe in those type of stuff, you believe giants came down here, if you believe angels was down here sleeping with people and creating Nephilims and stuff like that, I feel like then you should have an open mind to realize that we're not the only people out here. So much stuff out here, and so many sightings, and so much unanswered questions and stuff that's slept pushed under the rug, and so many things that they push out there to us in movies and film and all type of stuff that just lets us know that we're not the only people here. I feel like it's kind of naive to think that, especially with it being such a
Hmm.
vast world out there and vast unexplored land and unexplored water and unexplored territory, and we discovering new things every day. Like that's just period. I think aliens definitely exist.
I highly agree. I think they definitely exist. There is definitely another life form on this earth besides us. There's no way we've just been here by ourselves. There's been too many sightings. There's just been too much documentation, like you said, that there's something or there is something or someone other than us here. Only thing that I'm like more focused on is the purpose. Why, I'm in my safe. Are we gonna be good? And then as other countries have like I've seen other countries post videos of aliens, so I kind of like think like I don't think it's close to like Milwaukee, where we from, you know what I'm saying, or where you from, me
Yeah.
and you, because we in different places. But like, it's definitely here. I don't know how
Oh
that
yeah.
looks. I just don't know how that looks, but I completely think that aliens exist. Um, would I be scared if I see them? Hell yeah. But I think they I think they exist. I just want to know like you know what we gonna do.
So what if
That's
you said you're scared if you see him? You said hell yeah. I want to kind of piggyback on that before we finally put it to bed, because if we touching on stuff like the Anunnaki and stuff like that, I know you probably ain't familiar with it, but it's been documented by several people that say they have encountered aliens, and they've gotten off ships, and they've
true.
gotten off these airships, and they've gotten off these spacecrafts, and they look like us. They describe them like I've
Mm.
seen
I
several,
believe
and they
that.
wasn't black people that described it, man. I'm talking about Europeans and people
Yes, I see
that's
too.
not
Yeah.
black said that they seen these beings get off these supreme beings get off these flying ships, and they look like us. They look
Mm.
like black people, giant,
Mm.
of course, like way bigger than us and all, massive. But they said they were black people. They said they encountered black people from outer space, and that's been documented by a couple different sources, a few
I
different
can look
sources,
that
like
up. That's interesting.
Anunnaki beings and stuff like that. Like it's out there. I feel like they look like us. I'm not saying all of them. It's probably different, definitely different species and different beings, just like it is human beings. But even like in the Egyptian tombs and stuff, like where did they get them pictures from to think to draw men with brown skin and lion heads, or with heads like eagles and stuff like that? Like I feel like these creatures really existed. They didn't just start going into their tombs and they sacred areas and just building and just drawing these pictures of these beings for no reason. I feel like they encountered these beings.
Mm. Yeah. I believe that, we got another life form for sure. For sure, for sure.
Yeah, but that's something we can definitely double back on another time.
Yeah,
But I feel like this put to bed for now.
for sure.
Now,
It's a bad for me, man. Yeah, so yeah, so tonight we had our, we went through it. We went through what we wanted to talk about. We went through like the aliens, we went through the Black History Month is legit. Self pleasure. Are you mad or not? And then what else? The motherhood, single parent, that job, the most important thing, most hardest thing, and how you succeed in it.
And I hope what we said to y'all was encouraging, enlightening,
Yeah,
and entertaining. Yet at the same time,
absolutely.
man, that's our whole goal and purpose is to be enlightening, entertainment, and just give people a different point of view or perspective on how we feel,
Right.
and to open your eyes and make you want to go. Like I always say, man, always go do your own research and look into these things
Yeah.
and find your own answers and find your own. You feel me? Find your own, come to your own conclusions on every topic
Mhm.
you touch on because that's what it's for you to do. We just here to give you the guide and light to jumpstart your ambition, to jumpstart your imagination. And speaking
Right.
of ambition, man, at the end of the day gonna end. And rest your eyes, but don't rest your mind. Don't rest your soul. Don't rest your spirit, and don't rest your ambition.
Absolutely. And mistakes happen. Reflect, grow, and keep it moving. Hey, Diamond G out, bruh.
Billionaire Billy Goat, man. Y'all be peaceful and y'all have a good night.
You all right, bro?
All
Deuce.
right, love, love.
Like, love, love.